Well, welcome back to the channel. It's a beautiful Sunday night. Sorry I haven't recorded. I've been sick the last few days, but we'll get back to the Disney collection. We got Sword in the Stone, the Pajama Party. This one is written by, right here, however that's said, I don't know how that's said. So, let's just jump right into reading. The PJ Party, Sword in the Stone. Wart couldn't sleep. Ever since Merlin the wizard had arrived, what life had been upside down. Merlin insisted on turning Wart into different animals to enhance Wart's educational experience, and that was on top of all the normal chores. It was a lot to handle. That night the boy looked out his window and saw that the light in Merlin's rickety tower was still on. Wart paid Merlin a visit. When he arrived, he found that Merlin's owl, Archimedes, was even grumpier than normal. It was too drafty, Archimedes said. It's leaky. It smells weird. Go to sleep, you wretched creature, Merlin shouted. Sleep in this unsuitable environment, Archimedes huffed. You couldn't sleep either, Wart asked. Just then Merlin jumped up, suddenly energetic. Since nobody is getting sleep, you might as well have a party. Archimedes eyed the wizard suspiciously. Merlin waved his wand again, and presto changeo. Uh-oh. What's going to happen? Wart was wearing PJs. Having never had real pajamas before, he was delighted. What was the meaning of this? Archimedes demanded. Just because I'm wearing a hat with a tassel does not mean I'm not going to bed. No, of course not, Merlin scoffed. We're just having a party, a PJ party, pajama party. What do you do at a pajama party? Wart asked. Usually there's stories, Merlin said. Raise your wand again. Ribbitus, ribbitus, he shouted. What's going to happen? Poof! Wart could tell something was different. He was shocked. His head and feet felt a bit confused. His long, floppy ears. Wait, long ears? We're rabbits, Wart exclaimed. Look at that. They turned into rabbits. Uh-oh. The best storytellers in Britain and Mama Rabbit, Merlin exclaimed. Come on, we'll be late. Wart hopped after the wizard, and Archimedes kept pace above as they made their way into the woods. What's going to happen? Soon Merlin skidded to a stop. We're here, he said, pointing to the entrance of a barrel. Archimedes, I'm afraid you'll need to listen from a distance. Why? Wart asked. It's part of the tension between predator and prey, boy. You see, some owls eat rabbits. Archimedes won't, of course, but safer for everyone if Archimedes stays here and isn't accidentally threatening. Archimedes rolled his eyes. Merlin and Wart squeezed themselves through a tunnel and eventually settled near the back of the barrel. The home was filled with young bunnies, all listening intensely to Mama Rabbit. Merlin muttered a spell so that he and Wart could understand what she was saying. Mama Rabbit's voice was gentle and she spoke. Wart could see the story unfolding. Those little bunnies found their way home, Mama Rabbit said, and as soon after they fell fast asleep. Wart yawned, then a soft snore rumbled nearby. It was coming from Merlin. Ever since that day, Mama Rabbit said, her voice barely a whisper, we bunnies have told the stories of. There they are. Ow! A bunny screamed. Suddenly, everyone in the burrow was very awake. There, peeking out from behind a rabbit's friends, was Archimedes. You didn't really expect me to wait outside, did you? I could barely hear the story, the owl confessed. Uh-oh. Well, rabbits and owls don't get along. Get out, Mama Rabbit shrieked at the uninvited guest. Her bunnies quickly joined in. Merlin, do something, Wart cried. Thump. As the smoke cleared, Wart realized he was back in Merlin's tower. He touched his head. The long ears were gone. I'm a boy again, Wart said. And we're back home, Archimedes added. Not a moment too soon. Merlin prepped a tray with a pitcher and 3 cups. Here we go, he said, spinning around triumphantly warm milk. As the trio moved to the table, Wart found himself thinking about Mama Rabbit's story. He noticed how soft his voice, new pajamas were, and he suddenly felt very dozy. You know, Wart began. Shh, Merlin replied. He pointed at Archimedes, who'd fallen asleep. Wart sniffled a giggle. Merlin carefully picked up a slumbering bird. He settled Archimedes in his birdhouse and drew a blanket over his shoulder. There, Merlin said, adding Archimedes gently. Wart stretched and yawned. He was ready for bed too. Do we see him? There we go. See him in the back there? With a final wave of his wand, Merlin whisked them back to Wart's room. The boy climbed into his bed, which had never felt softer in his whole life. It's funny, Wart said. Before this party, I wasn't sleepy at all. Merlin smiled knowingly. Comfy pajamas and a bedtime story, and a cup of warm milk, he said. This, my boy, is a bedtime routine. The wizard asked, do you think you might try it on your own tomorrow night? But he got no answer. Wart was fast asleep. And that is the end of Sword in the Stone, the PJ party, pajama party. Thanks for hanging out there tonight. Until next time, we'll keep reading these Disney stories, and I'll get some other ones out of my collection. So, until then, take care, keep reading, enjoy.